I think higher material costs tend to squeeze margins, and we try to not roll them directly to the client right away. And so then we try to look for savings other ways, efficiency, quick design processes.
Yes.
Right? Getting people through the pre-build quicker, saving them time and money. All right. Welcome to What's Up in Construction. It's our podcast to give you information on builder trends, remodeler trends that are going on here in Athens and all over the country. I'm Mike, and right next to me is Sarah. We're starting off 2026 with a sort of not much of a bang, kind of a stall. And but here's some of the basic trends that are happening right now. We got homeowners prioritizing maybe some kitchen, bath upgrades and energy efficient improvements, aging in place remodels and outdoor living spaces. And that's from the General National Home Improvement Trends Insights. You probably seen a little of that, right?
Some aging in place. But we like to call it universal design.
That is true, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds better than aging in place because it's not just for the elderly or the disabled. It's for the mom who needs help opening a door because she's got a toddler in her arms and she's holding all of her groceries. And instead of a doorknob, she just needs a handle that she can push.
Gosh, that makes
and
so
that's
sense.
Universal design.
That makes so much sense.
It does.
And what's great about it is, and this is what surprised me, it looks great. I mean, it just, it flows. It's just, it's awesome. Another thing that we're seeing is higher material and labor costs. And that's something across the board, but not really. And we'll get more into that later because there are some materials that are across the board higher and some are taking a surprising turn. You probably heard that because really that's what started this whole podcast, right? Me doing the pricing sheets for our project managers so that they could quickly see where the best prices were for local supplies, lumber and stuff like that. And you've probably heard me go on and on.
It's so interesting. Love it.
Yes. And then, of course, we have impacts with like tariffs and we have impacts with increasing labor. And those two things have kind of labor costs, not increasing labor pools, decreasing labor pools, increasing costs. Some key components that have gone up, cabinets, steel, aluminum. Yeah, that's what's going on. The other thing I was going to say is interest rates. They've right here, the average 30-year mortgage rate are down from 7%. And I actually saw something about 5.99. And that's the lowest in 3 years. Builder sentiment remains sensitive to those. And I think the key thing for me when I'm engaging folks is, it's never going to be any cheaper to build than today. That's always my go-to. Home price sales right now, we're looking at a medium home price of about $414,000, and home prices are rising still, but modestly. So that's
good. That's nice.
Yeah, and existing home sales, though, on the other side of that coin, are at 30-year lows. So real estate agents maybe don't like that. But for us in the remodeling industry, that says work. It says people making choices to upgrade their houses because they're staying. They're staying where they're living. And it definitely, we've seen a little of that. And then last, housing starts and construction activity overall, 124 million is the annual rate of housing starts. Building permits, 1.4 million. Single family starts, 847,000. That's from the U.S. Census data. And that kind of speaks to the elevated interest rates.
When you say housing starts, what do you mean by that?
Great question. Housing starts are when new construction companies come out of the ground with new houses.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And then, you can just imagine that people are thinking not a lot of growth, but really we're thinking steady growth this year. Okay. So that's kind of cool. A little better than last year where we kind of had a contraction in the market. Finally, material costs. And this is where this podcast got its start. I think higher material costs tend to squeeze margins, and we try to not roll them directly to the client right away. And so then we try to look for savings other ways, efficiency, quick design processes.
Yes.
Right? Getting people through the pre-build quicker, saving them time and money. Yep. And getting those jobs to contracts quickly so that we can actually catch the prices before they keep continually to rise. All right. We're thinking that labor is still going to continue to be tight. We're still going to be looking for more people than we have. And that's going to just be the way it is for 2026. So overall, hopefully 6% mortgage rate is our average mortgage rate. Medium home price goes up to maybe 415,000. We're going to keep housing starts essentially flat, maybe a little rise. And then overall material costs are going up. And I think what we're hoping to see is some more interest rate movement, which will kick the market into gear. Yeah. So that's my part of things. And, just the general lay of the land.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you talk about material costs going up, a lot of times that does affect design. People think that you have to spend a lot of money to get good design, but that's really not true. So I brought today some samples of Zellige tile.
Oh, wow.
This is one we've been using pretty often in projects lately. The allure of the Zellige is that it is handmade. Every tile is different, so you're going to get some different thicknesses. You get the perfect imperfections on the surface to really give it just a kind of rustic, individual look to every tile. So you still get that clean look, and it's classic and timeless. It comes in great colors, and it is somewhat budget friendly. It's not your bottom line subway tile, but it's not breaking the bank either. And it looks great installed on backsplashes, shower walls. I wouldn't recommend it for flooring just because of those uneven edges. You don't want to cut your feet, but it works great in a lot of different spaces. And another thing we're seeing in design is a movement away from the very clean, sterile environments. People are starting to show their personalities more, personal collections, and wallpaper, fun colors, things like that.
Really? So are you telling me we're getting away from gray and white?
We are, yes.
I freaking love that.
Yes, me too. So yeah, really just letting people's personality and aesthetic shine in their design choices. And yeah, staying away from that museum clean feel.
I have noticed Pinterest boards looking a lot more interesting to me than they have in a long time.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds awesome. It reminds me a little bit of that like mid-century model.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Like your grandma's all pink bathroom coming back. Yeah, but slightly more modern and more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, my grandmother's pink bathroom was extremely clean.
Oh yeah, my grandma had a pink bathroom too, just Pepto-Bismol everywhere.
That's right. Awesome. That's fun. Yeah, and I guess, we're really kind of launching two things this year out of Joma. One is the, Joma commercial has kind of come out of the ground, and also Joma Design.
Joma Design.
Really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that one started, get more projects coming in, more custom design. I'm excited.
Excellent. All right, so next up in What's in Construction is really going back to the basics of the podcast, which was how I brought the information to our project managers. And the information I'm talking about is no other than actual straight up material prices. If you look at this thing, you're not gonna believe it. It's something totally counterintuitive. So last year we found out when we were doing the numbers that we started with a price of lumber at say X. I'm not gonna go into total specifics, but as the year went on, the price of our basic wood materials went down, believe it or not. And I don't think anyone would believe that, but they did. And what's more interesting about it is that, Wait a minute, where's my sheet?
Well, it's showing that all of these are cheaper locally.
You just stole my fire. That's beautiful.
You couldn't find it. I'm helping you out.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. The funny thing about that is I was really expecting to find out that big box stores with our Super Joma commercial discount at the big box store, you know, get the guys to buy all the materials from there. And what I found out is that our local suppliers are destroying big boxes. And I think people are going to be interested in hearing this too. Right here, a 3/4 inch subfloor, kind of a no-name brand. We call it Hoover Blue. In a big box, $22.48 from a local yard, $16.80. That is a 25% discount.
That's a huge discount.
And when you think about how many sheets go into building a house or an addition, I mean, wow. Pre-cut studs, you know, 9-foot walls, big box, $4.88, and that's with a 10% discount. That's 10% discount. It's $3.86. Boom.
Yep.
That's $1 a stud difference. You know, that's 20%. That's, yeah. Anyway.
So support local, huh?
Exactly. And you're going to find these discounts at any local market. Any local market. Atlanta, you know, here in Athens. You go to South Carolina. And probably the biggest one, and this is crazy because I really couldn't believe this, and we were paying over $16 a sheet for a 7/16 OSB. A lot of my builder friends will know and remember those days. Local yard, $6.38 a sheet.
Wow.
Big box, $15.20. That's a 58%, 5/8 discount.
5/8 discount.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so when you think about it, yes, you're getting that convenience, and sometimes it is super easy to just run over and grab that one sheet. But when you're talking about getting a package together, I'm telling all my guys and everybody out there, support local, have fun with it, you know? So, I think that's really what we've come to do.
Yep.
We
did it.
I think so. That's What's Up in Construction for February 2026. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike.
I'm Sarah.